ready to rock and roll. We have a good week for us.
Yeah, dude, a lot of shit happened. A lot of shit happened, man.
I feel like, if anything, this podcast is going to be more news heavy than actual like deep dive part of
Yeah,
it.
well, we're definitely doing like a little experiment with the deep dive here. Like, we're doing something that I don't imagine us talking a whole lot about like platforms and technology. I just think, just given like where our headspace is at, like, I think it's just something worth talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's good timing, I should say.
Yeah, it's good timing
we
for
should
both
do
of
it
us.
while it's still fresh.
Yeah, because we're reevaluating how we listen to music in order to get the best possible experience.
I'm still standing by that. I don't know if I can make the full switch, but I guess
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You want to just jump right into the news, like right in?
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't even know we like started, but
Oh yeah, no, we've been starting.
Go.
No, we've been going.
All right,
Yeah. All right, Purvis. We got 4
Yes,
albums dropping tomorrow. All right.
This might be a good week.
This is gonna be a really good week. Really good week. So first off, an album I have a very good feeling about is Lupe Fiasco 100 Chicago's.
So Brandon, let's speak about this.
Yeah, let's speak about this.
How do you feel about this?
Me, I'm feeling incredible. Like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Lupe. When I heard that he was dropping this album, I went back. I've been re-listening to his shit all week. Week. I've just been listening to The Cool, Food and Liquor 2. Fucking
it's a great discography.
Yeah. I low-key, like, looking back, it's certainly one of probably his weakest album. But I don't hate Lasers either.
Yeah, I've heard that in general as well. Like, a lot of people kind of say it's his weakest album.
It's certainly his poppiest album.
Sellout. Yeah, it's a poppy album, and it's kind of. I feel like a lot of people look at it as like, oh, it's a sellout album.
Yeah, but it has. I think it does have some like strong highlights. But like,
that is true.
Yeah, but like, it's definitely his most mainstream album.
I feel like The Show Goes On is probably his most mainstream song.
Probably, but like, here's the thing, right? Like, Lupe, I always forget that like Lupe came up like roughly at the same time as like, not like post Kanye, you know, like he's kind of in the same generation as like Kid Cudi, who he hates, and like
Drake. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, neither do I.
Like, he was tweeting about him, and like cursing him out.
I
hate seeing it.
Yeah, I try not to pay it no mind, except when it's hilarious, like when Lupe was feuding with Childish Gambino. And keep in mind, this was like in his like camp EP days, and like they were feuding on Twitter, and like someone asked, I think it was Childish, about it, and he was just like, "It's me and Lupe. No one's gonna die." Like,
yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah,
like, nothing's really gonna come out of it. I would say, at least for Lupe, like, unfortunately, because I am much younger, I feel like Lupe was my brother's generation of music.
Yeah, he's like really close to he's really close to the come up.
Exactly.
You know, yeah. Because like
mine was all catch up. Like, everything I listened to was like catching up past hits, or whatever you want to say. Where it's like, okay, now I get to actually dive into it, and it still held its ground like years later.
Oh, dude,
Kick Push is so good.
Dude, I love Kick Push. I remember, like, I was right out of high school, right, and I was just getting into hip hop because like until like my junior year, I listened to like exclusively metal. I was just getting into hip hop, and I remember hanging out with people and people being like, "Kick Push is like the most boring song in the world," and I'm like, "I need to get back to the West Side. This is not fun. I don't like being here. Like,
I don't belong here.
How do you figure, my guy?" But like, I feel
different backgrounds.
But like, for me, there's like a perception that like, because like, right, like it does feel like Lupe is from like a previous generation, but at the same time, Food and Liquor came out 2 years after Man on the Moon.
Really?
The Cool came out 2 years before.
So it's literally in the middle of everything.
So like, he's not like.
Maybe it's just the sound that he produces.
And I think it also might be like a geography bias. Because I remember hearing about Lupe like real early, but because like he's from the West Side of Chicago, right?
Right.
So like, I feel like one way or another,
it's
just gonna seep through, just because like that's how culture works.
Okay, that's fair.
But like, yeah, like for me too, because I remember like Food and Liquor, the one that came out in 2011, the one before Lasers, was like the one that like, oh, that's like when I met Lupe, like not for the first time, like seriously though.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like I felt like I was going back, like deep to like listening to his music when it was been like 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like I feel like
when
at
like,
least his earlier projects have that feeling of like, oh no, this is that older style of rap, like different flows. This
I definitely feel like that
stuff you don't really see nowadays, and so it takes you back into that time period and it feels better.
Yeah, and I feel like that sound has been, it comes and goes with him. You know, like Food and Liquor 2, which like a good album, not a great album. Like it has a lot of that sound. Not exclusively, it's a little bit more mainstream, but a lot of that sound. But yeah,
I feel like at least present day, bringing it back to like today. I am excited for the album, but like I won't say Lupe fell off because in no way did like his quality go down or anything like that. I just feel like he picked up much less streaming views when he got too woke, and I hate saying words like that.
Yeah,
but like it's true where like he didn't even like promote his music anymore. He didn't do anything like that. Like he was just focused on a lot of political views and religious views.
I want to push back on that just because like that kind of implies that like his early stuff wasn't overtly and radically political, which it was.
That is true.
I think, but I do agree that like there is like a gap, right? And I don't think it has anything to do with the content or anything. But I think like the albums are now like 90 minutes. They're like really like epic in length. Their tracks are like 9 minutes long. You know,
it's how the message is
and
given.
I just, it's just like Tietzo and Use, Drogas and Drogas Wave. Like I've listened to them all. Like they're all really, really good, but they're all over an hour, right? It's and they're all very, you know, impressionistic. It's like almost hard to describe, and that's why like I'm kind of really interested in this project because it seems to be a creative break from his last 3 albums. Because like they all had like that same aesthetic. They had the same symbol on the cover. They had the same naming convention. So I'm interested to see, is this like him kind of going back to his roots a little bit? Is this a new direction? Is it kind of in between?
I'm actually looking this up right now.
And the song, there's a song, 100 Chicagos, has been out for like a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you like it?
I did, yeah. I didn't think it was like his best song ever. I've only gone back and listened to it a handful of times. Mostly because I couldn't find it on streaming services. And it came out like while I was still using Spotify. So like the only way to listen to it was on YouTube, and I just don't listen to music on YouTube like that.
I'm actually looking up his Twitter page now because I know you told me about it, but I haven't really been able to do all the research that I want to do.
Yeah.
And he's like decked out. He's got a Bulls jersey on. He's rocking Jordans. Yeah. He looks revived.
Yeah. Dude, I saw him in concert last year, and he gave on an incredible show.
Wait, sorry. Is he wearing a pair of D Roses and a pair of Jordans? That's different. No, that's different. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, you know I'm a shoe person. That's very interesting. I'm excited now. I feel like he's gonna have a whole different flow. Because like I said, we kind of touched about it a little bit earlier. But I feel like it's the message and the way it's delivered. Like obviously he was political at the beginning of his career, but like it's no longer enjoying music, like sitting down to enjoy music. It's like it's a mission. Like it's a project. It's no longer like sitting down or, for example, just commuting to work and not really thinking and just having music playing and like being carefree. You can't do that with his latest projects because like it's the way the message is told. The way it's being delivered is so much different. Even if he's telling the same things or the same narrative or the same goals or whatever, like it was a lot more catchy, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if catchy is the right word, but like it flowed better. It was easier to listen to on his like earlier projects.
That's totally fair. So I just want to put this out there right now. I can't find anything confirming if it's a song or like the video and dropping the song on streaming or if it's the album. I know,
I'm not
like,
sure. I see the video.
Yeah, like I know, like he's dropping 100 Chicago's tomorrow. I don't know if it's a single. Well, the single's been out because it says streaming. So, but I thought I read somewhere it was an album. But just want to cut this out so this doesn't age like milk.
Hold on. There's a link. We can pre-save it in Spotify. Let me go to pre-save and log in and see if it brings me to either a song or an album. What I got to cut it out. Let's see.
He is talking on Twitter that like there is an album coming. So I don't feel stupid.
Let's just say in general, something's dropping. There will be an album eventually, at least.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
If it's really a showstopper, we'll be talking about it next week.
Most definitely.
Yeah. All right. Tell me.
Is close to the heart.
Yeah. All right. So what's this Dreamville thing coming out?
Ooh, yes. In like, I don't know. He always does this. I feel like Cole just drops some, like out of nowhere. Like literally, we haven't heard much from Cole. Like he's J. Cole. We don't really need to go into this. It's not like he tweets a lot or posts a lot. But like he's been quiet. Then out of nowhere, bam!
Yeah.
Huge announcement. They're dropping a mixtape, Against the Grills mixtape. I know this is going to be very rap heavy. I've seen the feature list. A lot of really good features. This is right before they're doing their Dreamville concert. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. I'm so ready.
Yeah, dude, I could use some Dreamville right now.
It's gonna hold me down.
Yeah,
like we're gonna get a little taste of all the like people that signed to it. People don't really listen to Common or we don't listen to most often. I should say would be like Omen, Kaz, a little bit of Ari Lennox. She's been quiet. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I'm into it. I'll be listening to this. I hope it's on Tidal. I hope it's one of those things that comes out on Tidal.
And it's interesting that you bring that up because I'm gonna bring that up later. But that's one of the negative parts I feel. It's the Tidal.
Yeah.
But,
no, that's totally fair. Yeah. No,
that's they never get stuff at drop. I feel like they. When I looked for Child of God. When Chance came out, was not on Tidal. I was trying to list like the master's quality. Nope.
Well, the master quality isn't there, but I found Child of God like the second it dropped.
Maybe I was searching the wrong place. I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless.
All right. But yeah, so those are the two things dropping this week.
Correct. There are some more things being teased coming up, I believe, for next week. I found.
So 504 finally dropping.
Yes, sir.
Dropping an album. And like
now he's fresh in my opinion.
Yeah, like has he dropped anything like really notable besides those two Kanye songs? Like the features?
He dropped an album 2 years ago called 800 BC. It's not a long album at all. It's like 8 songs. It's only 25 minutes long. I have listened to it. I think it's pretty good. I didn't like it's not crazy good, but like it's a pretty good quality. It's decent. Something nice to listen to, at least if you want to find out who he is. It might be enough to have you be interested in the next project.
Okay. So that'll be something I have to go back on. Just because, like, I had not heard of him when Off the Grid dropped. And, God, he is...
Really I was going to say, yeah, don't get it twisted. I definitely went back after I found him through...
Yeah.
Like, I did not know.
And then I thought he was also extremely good on that City of God song.
Right, yeah, which is also very good.
Yeah.
I feel like Alicia Keys carried that song, but any song about New York, she's going to go crazy for.
Yeah. Yeah, she...
It's just in her blood. She can't really help it.
She loves New York. Who doesn't? Me. I've never been. I'm sure it's fine. New York, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, let's say that. We've seen. It's crazy how like it started trending through the pandemic, where like what is it called, like the sidewalk something?
Yeah.
It's like those little short videos of people screaming like "We outside" and.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Trump and I don't even remember all the stupid terms, but they're like trending on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Like the people in New York who just scream.
Yes, that's the best way. That's the best way to explain it. People just being stupid.
Yeah,
if the dog's outside, just know I'm outside. Or
you couldn't do that here.
Other stuff. No, absolutely not.
Like
no,
like,
it would not fly.
Like, we'll say hi to you on the street, but if you have a camera, we're going to keep walking.
100%. Even if you don't have a camera, we'll keep walking. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. I don't like you.
Ugh. But yeah, I'm going to check this out, and I'm probably going to go check out his old album. After.
I would say it's going back. It's worth going back to at least.
Okay. For sure. And
the next one I kind of added as a troll.
I don't know who.
Do you know who this is?
No.
Coi Leray. And you know what? I'm not even gonna explain it. I want you to do a quick Google search. You have your laptop open and see if you recognize it. You might recognize it.
Okay. I don't know who this is.
No, you've never seen her?
No.
God bless you. You haven't missed much.
No, I don't know who this is.
I don't know how to explain her in a good way. She's what song did she have that was popular? One song.
Is there like a conspiracy theory? Do people think she's someone else?
I know what you're talking about. No. That's funny as hell. There's a song. Oh, 20 of them. That's the song. That's been like on TikTok, like 20 of them. No friends. That's the person that made the song.
Okay.
She's coming out with an album called Trendsetter. She's gonna have at least a lot of good features on there, but she sounds like a little kid. She looks like. You know what? I'm not gonna be negative today. Today's a good day. I'm not gonna be negative, but I'm not too excited for it. But I'll listen to it.
Yeah, this person just. Yeah, I have no idea who this person is. They seem to be friends with people I know.
You didn't know who this person is.
No.
I cannot believe you don't know who this is.
Not in my person I know list.
Well, like I said,
I know some people.
I added it as a troll.
I know some people in her also searched for, like Trippie Redd and Rico Nasty.
Yeah, it's kind of in the same circle.
Okay.
I wouldn't say she's nearly as big as.
I mean, obviously, because I know those two.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's I don't know. I probably will forget who this person is by the time we get to the news, like the headlines. Like by the time we get to the headlines, I'm gonna forget who that person is.
I already forget who this is.
Who are we talking about? Anyway.
All right, well, the troll effect wasn't exactly what I expected, but I'll take it.
All right.
Moving on. I didn't know about this single, so do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah. So the two singles we want to talk about this week are Vince Staples' Rose Street and Freddie Gibbs featuring Rick Ross, Ice Cream. And yeah, I listened to. Did you listen to the Vince Staples one?
I have not listened to it. I'm sorry.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. Really good. Really good. Really, really good. He's been dropping a bunch of singles lately. It seems like he's gearing up to drop an album.
His last one was 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I know. I
love a short album. And it's so compact from front to back. It's really good.
Okay, I'll listen
to
it. A lot
of beat switches.
I've decided. I'm saving it I'm saving it right now.
You haven't listened to it?
No.
I'm telling you now, because it is 22 minutes. I will put, I'm so serious. I'll put $20 down right now that when you finish it, you will play it again. Just because it's that good and it's that short. You're gonna listen to it, you're gonna be like, this song hits, this song hits, this song hits, and before you know it, it's gonna be over, and you're just gonna replay it.
All right, that's some tall talking. So we'll see how that plays out after this podcast. Once again, keeping the tradition alive of not listening before the podcast.
Well, to be fair,
to be fair, I did listen to the single that we're talking about. Yeah,
I did fell on this one. I'm looking at the cover art. That's different.
Yeah.
What that's about.
All right. And despite my enormous love for Freddie Gibbs, I did not listen to this latest song of his.
Well, I think it comes out tonight.
Oh,
I want to say.
Oh, okay. That makes you feel better.
Yeah, you didn't miss much. There's a little video on this page that was like a 20-second. Oh my god, excuse me. Cut that out. It's like a 20-second snippet of him like playing. It almost looks like an old video game.
Yeah.
Like a newspaper video game. Like you throw newspaper and you're driving down the street.
Oh, like Paperboy?
It's playing. Yep, basically, and it's playing a nice little 20-second snippet, and it's hard. Like it's loaded. God. It's a lot of different sounds.
God, I've been listening. I've been listening to more and more Freddie Gibbs.
I've been getting into him too.
Yeah, dude, he's really fucking good, man. Like everything he drops is just so good.
I've been slipping.
Yeah,
but I'm catching up. Up.
Did you see the video of him roasting Joe Rogan?
Oh,
oh my god! Well, they were on this. So they're friends.
Okay.
Yeah, they're friends. Like I think Freddie's been on the podcast like 3-4 times in the last couple of years. So they're friends, and I'm sure you know about the videos that dropped where he was saying all the racist shit. And yes. I could not repeat anything he said.
But let's not get canceled before you promote the playlist.
Yeah, just like holy shit. But it is so funny. It's like they were both on another podcast. It's not the Joe Rogan podcast, but like he's there. And the other thing is, you can tell that like Joe Rogan is extremely uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah, like you could tell he is like very.
Was he making fun of like what he was doing recently?
He was
basically?
Completely destroying him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like it was. You gotta. I'll find it. I'll send it to him. He was calling it out. Like it was, and like at the same time, like the whole point I would say is him like saying like, oh, Joe Rogan's fine, but like he is trial by fire.
Well, good.
Yeah, like I cannot wait to hear what you think of this.
I feel like it's gonna be so bad. I'm just
dude. It's so it's so funny, dude. It's Freddie Gibbs could be a comedian. Like
this, I do agree with. I'm actually. It's funny that you said that. I'm looking at his Twitter page right now because I wanted to like look up the video that he put up, the 20-second video, and like he is active on Twitter. He responds to like a bunch of different tweets, and it is always hilarious.
My God, give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can find it because I was watching it. I'm kind of shocked I didn't send it to you.
How recent is it?
Oh, I sent it to the group chat we have with Jeff. Go watch it, but away from your mic. We can, yeah, we can edit this out. We'll edit this
out. We'll edit some of it out. Yeah. So we gotta explain what just happened. All right, let me pull this up.
All right, hard cut, everybody, because I made Purvis watch that video. Purvis, what did you think about that video?
Okay, that actually was very funny.
Freddie Gibbs is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
the shit he said
that was actually perfect.
The shit he said about Dave Chappelle was.
I did not expect that, and I feel like they're all cool. So like, obviously, it's okay.
Yeah. Like you could. That's like the
borderline. Like, okay.
No, like he was going hard.
Yeah, I mean, he basically got kicked off the stage at the end.
Well, yeah, because he started talking about reparations. Oh my God. But, okay, so off that tangent,
we're back.
Purvis, something very important happened to you about moments after we finished the show last week.
Bro, like
very important. And I would say at this point, Chance the Rapper's career is inextricably tied to this podcast. Like,
yeah, no. Like it's fully intertwined. It's insane. Dude, right after we ended the last podcast, he dropped a single. And I remember last week I was saying, like, bro, I'm telling you right now, I've been saving up bail money because there's two things that's going to happen. It's either I'm going to burn down the city because it's that good, or, I don't know if I should say the second part. I was going to do something very illegal, which was going to require bail money. But either way,
I like how that implies that burning down the city isn't illegal.
It would have been out of a celebration. Look, when the Bulls won, everyone went stupid. It'll be of the same nature.
Yeah, fair point.
Anyway, the song is really good. Like, it's
really good. It's really good, man.
The way as you could assume, I've listened to it probably about 50 times, and that's not an exaggeration. It reminded me of a little bit of Coloring Book, but it had like a couple of like sprinkles of acid rap. Like, it was a dark, churchy feel.
Yeah.
And what you said through text was actually perfect.
Yeah.
You feel like you're in the basement of a church.
Yeah, it does feel like a church basement. Like, and
the drums come in. Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh no, the way the drums come in halfway through the song is fucking delectable. It's so good.
The lyrics are good. I don't know.
Fantastic.
Like, bro.
I would say, okay, here's something I might push back a little bit. I don't know how deep the lyrics are. They're deep-ish. But like the flow and just like the way like he syncopates the whole thing. Incredible. Absolutely. Like, the wordplay is fantastic.
I think it's exactly what he needed right now.
100%.
Like you said, it's not too deep, but he needed to drop something with like some bars.
Look, the only thing a Chance the Rapper song needed to be was good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, look, I would prefer, and I like this direction. I like how he's like, because to me, I don't think it sounds like acid rap even a little. I think it sounds as different from acid rap as everything he's released since. But I think it's very good. And I think it just sounds like a little bit more of a darker version of Coloring Book.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what we agreed upon.
Yeah, and I hope that's the direction for the new album, you know? And I'd like some of the highlights of Coloring Book. You know, some of the moments of like pure joy on Coloring Book are quite incredible.
I'm just very curious, like, because obviously you can't make a whole album like this song. It is a good song, but it won't last over, I don't know, 13, 14 songs. Yeah. So I want to know what other sounds he could bring to the table where it can last a good 45-minute, maybe hour, album that, you know, has multiple different flows, different beats, but still shows that, like, he's got it.
But it's still good.
Yeah,
no, and like, look, also fair to say, better than anything off the first album.
I would say this is the best song that's came out since A Song from Coloring Book. I would go that far.
Yeah, because I've those singles that came out pre the big day, they're really good. Like they really are.
6 singles are good. They are.
But this is better.
This is better.
100%.
But this is better.
Now maybe I'm gonna leave it open for that to change. Just like, you never know. Like, you know, he hasn't dropped really compelling music in a while. Maybe we were just really, really happy that it's just genuinely good. But yeah,
I already knew like I was gonna overhype this. Like, I told you from the jump. If it's good, I will make it seem amazing.
Yeah, but
like I can't help it.
But I do think it's legitimately good. I'm as cynical as they come, and when I put it on, I was absolutely
enthralled. And this pre-chorus,
oh my god, I like the whole thing. The Do Your Thing, Child. Oh my god, I've been saying that all week. Every time someone's
this is actually true. You've actually texted me that multiple times.
Every time someone comes up to me in the office, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do this," I'm like, "Do you think, child?" Go right back to writing copy. But yeah, super excited. Do you think we're gonna get more music sooner or later?
I feel this is the first really dominant positive thing that Chance has had in years. Like, even when he's been in the news, it's always been like that stipulation where it's always something negative that was attached to it. Like, anytime he would post something, someone would make fun of his wife, or whatever it might be. This is the first thing.
It was very funny.
In a very long time. It was. But I would say this is the first thing in a very long time. Nothing but positive reviews is all I've seen so far. I've seen nothing actually like negative. And I think he is going to get in the groove of things and like want to push out more sooner.
Yeah, I mean,
I really do.
I really do. I really hope. I really hope that you're correct. And like, I just could you imagine like how, like, because put yourself in the shoes of like, imagine this album is as good as we want it to be, and like imagine his career going forward from there. You know, I think
Brandon,
this dude could be. This dude's gonna have like a death and rebirth, like a rise, death,
we talked
and
about this before. One of the few people with two peaks.
Well, we'll see, but yeah.
Look, yeah. I'm telling you right now, and I know you're not surprised. I bought the hoodie. I bought the hoodie. Yeah, I brought my brother the shirt too.
That's cool. I don't.
I am fully sold it.
No, you go do that. I'm not going to shame someone for buying merch. But so, speaking of, and kind of tangentially related, because these artists are very close. Kind of taking a detour. I think this is the episode of detours.
That's a perfect way to go.
Yeah, this is kind of like, I think those are probably our most popular segments are just detours.
So, I was going to say, we still have a lot to cover.
Yeah. We have not gotten to the biggest thing. We have not gotten to the slap heard around the world.
We haven't gotten to the slap. We haven't talked about, like, even though we don't really care that much about the Grammys, so we still have to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, undeniably. But, like, yeah, there's a lot. But this episode is going to be like, oops, all rants. But Atlanta's back. Donald Glover's TV show. Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, incredible music career, incredible television career,
incredible everything.
Yeah, I'm look, I'm as big of a Donald Glover fan as they come. I hope he can get into more better movies.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there trying to think what movies he's in, and I guess that is.
Yeah, he's
been in big movies, but like I guess the role wasn't that big.
Yeah, there have been hints in the geekosphere that he's coming. Lord. He's coming. He's going to come back for the Lando series.
I was going to say, like, his biggest thing I would probably say is working with Star Wars.
Either Star Wars or Simba in The Lion King.
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know.
But like, I want him in like
both big.
But like, I want Donald because I think he's a really, really good actor. I want him in a Spike Lee joint. You know,
that would be something.
Put him in a Nolan movie.
Put him in God, what's his name? You're gonna hate me. The person that's been recently putting out all the music, Keenan and Peele. Or not the music, the movies.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. Put him in a Jordan Peele movie.
Put him in one of the movies. Like, dude, he'll be perfect.
Dude, he got permission
from like you or
us or dude, that new Jordan Peele movie looks great.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna see it 100%.
Oh my God, so hyped. But yeah, so next season of Atlanta dropped. I have not watched any of the television that came out in the last 2 weeks. I am going to start Moon Knight today and probably Atlanta tomorrow. But I always like to have like a couple episodes out. Just like
I agree.
Yeah, just because like one, Atlanta, especially like a show like as cerebral, and it's not a show that's like easy to spoil, you know? It's not about the plot. It's not about like the twist. It's about like watching it and the experience and the jokes. Right?
Right.
It's like, it's very hard to like spoil a show like Atlanta. And the thing is that I always get upset like when I only have like one episode to watch.
Yeah, I totally can understand that.
So
even now, what I would say, like, it's the same feeling I feel towards Bel Air. Like, I want to wait for a couple episodes to come out and then dive in and like enjoy it.
Final episode tomorrow.
Big deal.
Yeah. Final episode.
Is there another season?
There's already another season. There's 2 more seasons.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, have you heard the story of how Bel Air got made?
I have no idea about anything. I wasn't even gonna watch that at first. I think you put me on, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to I'll watch the first episode or so. Then it opens up with that track. Yeah, it was a wrap.
Yeah. To be fair, I think it deserves it the whole way through, but yeah, it starts real strong.
Yeah.
I think this might be our episode next week when it's all over. So we'll talk about this at a later date.
For sure.
But Atlanta is back, and only 2 more seasons. This season and next season.
I'm just glad that there's more. I don't care how much there is. Just give me all of it.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that they've already shot the next season, so it's going to come quicker, much quicker.
Better be nothing stupid going on.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know what's interesting is like Donald Glover is the only person in Hollywood. So he has another show that's coming on Amazon Prime. Have you ever seen the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, with not Ben Affleck, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Yep.
Donald Glover is starring, writing, and directing, I think, a remake of that for Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the girl, I forget her name, but his original co-star left because she had creative differences with Donald, right? Which is usually code for this guy's an asshole, right? And she, like, in like press for like another movie was talking about how Donald is like the best creative partner. They just couldn't agree on stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's nice to hear he's not an asshole to people.
Yeah. It's hard to see that.
Yeah, especially because like he could be weird sometimes, so it's not.
Probably comes off.
Yeah, I would not be super shocked to find out that he was, but I'm glad to know he isn't.
Yes.
All
I
right.
mean, it's funny because my brother actually sent me. I think he sent it to our email, so I think you can watch it too. But he sent me a video comparing him to Kanye, in the nature of like they just the way they think about art in general is different, and they can come off as arrogant.
I saw the email. I went and I watched the video. It was really good.
Perfect.
Good, yeah,
there you
good.
Go. You already know.
Yeah, it was I think I'd already seen the video.
Okay.
Yes, but I watched it again, and Isaac, great video recommendation, and I kind of agree. Like I've always thought like Donald Glover kind of existed in the same space as Kanye. And I think the next one is already apparent, in my opinion. And that would be one Kevin Abstract.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he could totally be in that sphere.
He's got to start putting out his own stuff a little bit more.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff he puts out on his own is really, really good.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to it.
Okay.
All right.
So
one of our shared personal heroes.
Yeah. I'm interested because like you're a comedian too, so like you have a couple of different point of views.
I do. Okay. So do we have to talk about Will Smith slapped?
Yes, we have to talk about.
No, I know we have to talk about this, but do we have to say like what we're talking about? Like Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Why did he smack Chris Rock? Let's just put it out there and get it over with.
Oh yeah, he smacked Chris Rock because he told a joke about Jada Pinkett's alopecia.
There we go.
And
so we're all caught up.
Okay, so here's the thing. One, like, my ultimate take is I hate how much we're talking about this. Like
everyone does.
Like it's a trashy joke. It was a slap. They both kind of suck to do. Why are we talking about this? Like there are
we have to talk about it because it's probably one of the biggest.
Not you and me. Not you and me. I disagree. Russia invaded Ukraine.
Okay, no, in terms of entertainment, Jesus.
Yeah. But like my thing is like they're not. I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm talking about like this shit's on like the news.
Okay, well, yeah, going
and like let's not
too much.
Well, like that's what's happening. Yeah, so I
think that's why. It's because it's the Oscars and like it's a worldwide thing.
But you asked me what I think. That's my operative. That's the
main thought.
That's my main thought. Is that like the second I saw people like people like asking like celebrities interviews on the news about this, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? The other thing is like, I don't know, like you're right, I'm a comedian.
Okay.
And like, I think Will Smith is clearly in the wrong, but like, I also don't think it's a big deal. Does that make sense? Like, yeah,
yes, that makes total sense.
At first, I thought like, oh, Chris Rock like probably just didn't know that Jada Pinkett had alopecia, and then someone made me clear it's like, no, he almost certainly knew that she has a
100% he did.
And like, look, here's the thing, like, and this is gonna sound like bizarre, but it just helps me with my creative process. I like, no. I just when I write a joke, because like, I like to play with I like to toe the line of like what's acceptable. Like, I think you've seen me do comedy.
I have seen you stand up, and you definitely push the limits.
I like to push the limits, right? But the thing is, I always like to push the limits. I feel like there's like this idea of like political correctness. Like, it's like, oh, it's politically correct to like be nice to gay people. And then there's like actual political correctness where I say like, yeah, most police fucking suck. And everyone's like, oh my God, he's killing eagles in front of babies. Like, or maybe like 9/11 didn't happen. Like, and everyone loses their mind.
Like, you're cutting that out. You sound like the Joker. Everyone loses their mind.
But you see what I mean? So like, but like I try not to like shit on people who are like marginalized or for shit they can't control. And like a medical condition, if I had thought up that joke, and I admit it's a tame joke, right?
Okay.
But like every week I sit down and I write jokes, not as much as I should, but every week I sit down and I write jokes. A lot of them I end up crossing out because I think they come across as mean-spirited. And like if I would have wrote that joke about someone who I knew had alopecia, I would cross it out. But here's the thing. Like, a tasteless joke, like, yeah, it's fucked up and like wrong, but it's like the least wrong thing in the world. And I don't think it's worth slapping someone. That being said, I think slapping someone is a very minor thing.
And that's where we align. I would say, like, at least with Will. So there's two different versions of this, and it's funny that I think this is the first time we've talked about it, at least. So
in depth,
on the podcast. Yeah, in depth at least. It's funny. I was texting one of my friends from church the other day, and I was texting her, and I was like, "So, how do you feel about it?" And she gave me this whole breakdown. And I'm not gonna lie, it was very like Afrocentric. It took a very different view that I was not expecting. That was focusing on like some of the hardships that like Black women go through, and I won't really dive too deep about that. But she asked my opinion. And I realized that the conversation was a pretty serious conversation, if that's the kind of route she was going. So I asked her, I was like, do you want a political correct answer? Or do you want my, like, actual answer? Because there's two different things. There's, like, I can give you the politically correct answer, or I can give you my Black answer, and I can come from a Black guy. If I'm being honest, I feel like the joke was uncalled for. I feel like he only said it because he thought he can get away with it. Which is why I think the slap was justified. Because like you said, as a slap, it's not even that bad. Like, people were trying to hype it up like, oh, he physically assaulted him. I mean, by definition, he did. But like, it's not that deep.
Like, legally, like, right. Legally speaking, like, yes, what he did constitutes assault. Right?
Yes. 100%.
And that's what you would call it. Well, that's just like a fact. Right? But like, to me, it's almost fucked up. Like, it's almost like really cruel to like people who are victims of like assaults, like actually to describe that way, like, because like Chris Rock didn't even lean back, dude. I've seen people like,
he took it.
Like, I've seen people get knocked out from a slap, right?
Yes,
and like, look, it looked like he really hit him, but like it could not have been that hard. like
what I would say
Will Smith's a pretty jacked dude. If he slapped him as hard as he could, I don't think Chris Rock could have withstood it the way he did. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
He would have been on the ground. He would have been on the ground 100%.
Yeah.
And one of my friends brought this up because, to be honest, when it first happened, there is a very long, drawn out debate. I am in a group chat with like 20 people, all guys who think they're all right, including myself. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
And there was a whole debate on like, is this real or fake? Like, basically, are they doing this for publicity?
I don't think it works. I think it's real, but I don't think that's irrational.
Exactly. And so off the bat, I was like, I think this is real. Like, you look at the situation, what happened, the reaction before and after, yada, yada, yada. And like, one good point that did come off is like, this could be fake. I think, and it does benefit him, Will Smith has been an actor for a very long time, decades now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long, but it's been years.
I mean,
with that,
his first movie was Bad Boys in the early 90s, and Fresh Prince was his first TV thing, and it was like the late 80s.
There you go. So literally decades before we were born.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the slap literally looks like something you'll see in a movie. Like, he followed through. Like, the flow of the slap, like, the stance and everything, like, it looks almost animated.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think he made it to create a statement and to prove a point.
Yeah.
But he doesn't gonna actually, like, do anything that bad.
Yeah, no, I don't think... Yeah, it was a statement, right? And, like, I feel like it's wrong, and I don't feel like you can justify, like, getting up and slapping someone over a joke, because that is a standard that no one can live up to.
What do you mean?
Well, like, I've seen Jada Pinkett Smith say some, like, fucked up shit about poor people. You know, she's said some fucked up shit before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should someone slap her? Like, I don't think that's right either. Like, don't get me wrong.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
You know, like, it is a standard that, like, that does not acknowledge our humanity and the fact that we make mistakes, right? I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, it's okay for Chris Rock to tell that joke. No, I don't think it's okay for Chris Rock to tell that joke. I just also think it's not okay for Will Smith to hit him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, multiple things.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, multiple things can be wrong, right? I'm not, And, like,
two wrongs don't make a right.
For sure.
There's one way to, like, look at it.
And, yeah, like, it's 100%, like, especially, like, with Black women and other women of color, like, they just haven't had, like, a lot of defense in this culture, and that's fucked up. And so I get, like, why there is that impulse, and it's not something I could ever understand, right? Like, it's not, like, no matter how progressive, no matter how many books I read, I'm never going to understand what it's like to be Black. I'm never going to understand what it's like to be a woman, and I'm never going to understand the unique intersection of being a Black woman. But it's just, I know what it's like to be a human, and I just think, like, that's just a impossible standard for anyone to live up to. But that being said, I think a lot of people are being, like, either very silly or outright bigoted in their responses.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect way to wrap it up.
Well, like,
every response has been over the future, man.
Well, what's something, and, like, this is how I kind of want to wrap it up, because, like, something I thought was interesting, because, like, I was mainlining, like, bad blue check liberal takes, right? And, like, Jim Carrey, like, literally said, like, you know, he doesn't care that Chris Rock wants to press charges. LAPD should have taken him out in handcuffs. And it's like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, Judd Apatow said, like, oh, he could have killed him. And it's like,
yeah, I saw some texts like that.
Yeah, and it's like, and I remember telling my parents, who, like, my parents are, like, relatively conservative people, but they also really like Will Smith. So I was like, what do you guys think? And it's like, yeah, it's a fucked up thing to do, but we still like Will Smith. And then I asked my dad, who's in law enforcement, has been since the 80s, and I'm like, what do you think? Like, you know, of these people who think he should be arrested, even if Chris Rock doesn't want to press charges. And he's like, those people don't understand how the law works. Like, if Chris Rock doesn't want to press charges, he literally didn't commit a crime. And
yeah, I was going to say, that's the end of the story. That's the end of the book.
Oh, and no, this is the end of the story. In the 60s, 6 security guards had to hold back John Wayne from beating up a woman on stage. So just so everyone knows, this is not the most violent thing we've seen at the Oscars.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
That's another one of the points that was brought up. Like, there's been much worse things
100%.
that happened at the Oscars.
100%.
And just in general.
And the other thing is, and I said it as a joke up top, but, like, Will Smith is, like, one of my favorite actors ever. Like, and it sucks that this is what people are going to talk about when he finally gets a very well-deserved Best Oscar nomination.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you seen King Richard?
I think that's the worst part about it.
Yeah. That's 100%. Have you seen King Richard?
I've seen the first half of it. I did not finish it.
Oh my god, it's really fucking good. I've seen it twice, and it's.
I mean, what I saw was fantastic.
Yeah, dude, he's really, really good in it, and he's always been a really, really good actor. Ugh.
Oh, no question. Yeah, that's not even up for debate.
But yeah, I say let's end it out there. Will.
Well, one last thing that I would say then.
Oh, go ahead.
We can end it off.
Go ahead.
I swear, we can end it off.
Go
ahead. There are many positives that came out of it, and I feel like some things that are not discussed are what happened afterwards at the actual event, where like Denzel Curry and Tyler Perry had like a speech with Will Smith. I feel like that's a very, very important piece of the story that is getting overlooked.
Oh yeah, the way Denzel and Tyler Perry really mediated that. And like,
right, it shows that the cultures come together. We all have each other's back. Like, understanding you're in the heat of the moment, but like you said, and low-key, it's a Bible verse. But like when you're at the top of the mountain, like, don't lose sight of what you're doing. Like when you're at the top of where you are, that's where the devil comes in the strongest. So like you need to like have control of your emotions. You need to realize who you represent. Like we've come way too far as a community to get kicked out the Oscars.
Yeah, and like
Samuel Jackson won a fucking trophy. Like it's a big night.
Dude, I am so upset that they didn't air the honoraries. I wanted to see Sam Jackson get that award so bad, and I had to watch it on someone's cell phone footage. Dude, I know everyone loves Sam Jackson, but I think very few people are aware of how good of an actor he is.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah, and just the absolute last thing.
Okay.
I saw some people who were kind of like, oh, it's kind of fucked up that like Will Smith, like they were helping Will Smith and not Chris Rock because he's the one who got slapped. And like on one end, like I kind of get it, but on the other end, I'm like Chris Rock got slapped, and Will Smith is kind of looks like he's going through a breakdown. So I feel like one of those things requires more attention. I'm sorry.
Now, see, that opens up a whole nother conversation that I brought up. And, like, I don't want to keep, like, diving deeper within the situation. But I feel like Will is honestly getting the short end of the stick. And there's a lot of reasons why I feel that, including I think he's in an unhealthy relationship. And I feel like he had to do that kind of as a statement of, like, hey, we're still a team, even though
I 100%
my wife openly is cheating on me.
First off, I would not describe what I think is going on there as cheating. I think it is an open relationship that is having a very negative effect on Will. Because, like, cheating, like, I think Will's aware of all the shit that's going on. Like, that fundamentally changes it, at least in my opinion. And it, like, I don't want to speak. I really hate when people play, like, armchair doctor, but, like, it kind of looked like a trauma response, man. It kind of looked like...
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it kind of looked like... And that's when people do, like, really, really, like, stupid shit. Is, like, when they have, like, a traumatic trigger. Like, that's what that means.
Like, go up on the Oscars and slap the comedian.
Yeah, right? Oh, also, fuck all these comedians who are like, now everyone's going to slap comedians. First off, most of you need it.
Relax.
Yeah, like, most of you could use a couple to ground yourself and maybe help your comedy. Secondly, maybe learn to fight too. Like,
it's funny. One of the like TikToks I saw was saying like somebody was saying like if someone told me that a rapper slapped a comedian, I will put my life savings down that it was Kanye.
Dude, this is okay. Perfect pivot because next weekend is the Grammys. And
yes.
Do we think Kanye is going to hit someone? Because that...
Look, I would not be surprised if Pete was there, that there was some kind of stupid fight. Honestly, I would not.
Yeah, no, neither would I.
Now, why would Pete be there? I have no idea. He shouldn't be, but I'm just saying.
Ugh.
But let's
hop into these Grammys.
Into the Grammys. I thought what would be best is just because we've kind of established this early in the podcast, and we texted about this. But earlier you texted me, said in the first text, Purvis, and then the second text you went, I don't give a shit about the Grammys.
I don't.
And my response was, Brandon, I don't either.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. It's just like every year, like the Oscars were like for a long time the only ones I liked, like the only award show that I liked. I haven't watched the Oscars in years now. I have completely like soured on the idea of like an award show.
Okay.
Right? Because like this year I was not watching the Oscars, and everyone was like, I had to figure out what Will Smith did.
Yeah. I was gonna say I did not watch it live. I don't know anyone that actually watched it live.
Yeah, I don't know anyone either.
It was just a top Twitter moment.
That's not true. My boys, my friends watched it, but so the Oscars, I'm like, I've completely fallen out of love with because like it's such a small number of like the people who work in Hollywood, right? The Academy is only like there's only like 3,000 members of the Academy who are like working in Hollywood, and like the rest of them are all retired, and it's like another 7,000. But like the Grammys are decided by 14 people who are like the marketing department at Billboard.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't know any of this stuff. Yeah. I mean, I've already
That's what I was told in a class in college. I don't know if it's still true anymore, but yeah, like the Grammys are done by the Billboards, and it's mostly decided by their marketing department. So like,
so it's useless.
Yeah. Okay. So like, I don't like comparing the two, but they both suck. But like, it is undeniably culturally significant. And like, as jaded as I am, right? As jaded as I am, when someone who deserves it gets an award, it still feels good. I don't think it's possible to become so jaded that you don't even feel joy when you know someone deserves something. You know? Like, for example, Montero is the only album that's like kind of rapish in the record of the year, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think Lil Nas X is like a really interesting, like boundary pushing artist. I think it'd be cool if he won. I don't care.
Nope.
But like, I think it would be cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. I will be happy for him by all means.
Yeah.
Good for the culture. Good for him. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard. Like, it's really, really hard.
Well, what we'll do, we'll just look at it at a high level then.
Yeah.
Because like I kind of said earlier, I don't know anything, I guess, about the structure of the Grammys, clearly. Yeah. I just know that it doesn't really matter because I really see the people who are supposed to win. And I guess that's opinion based, but whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll just look at it at a high level. I just found out the structure is that there's a general field section, which is, I guess, is an overall look on all the genres, and then they break it down by genre. Because this is a rap album, we'll just talk about the rap section.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Best Performance. We have Family Ties. Now, is that for Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar?
I mean, it's a song by Baby Keem. It did include both of their names, but I'm assuming they'll both be there.
Yeah.
Baby Keem will be there. Who knows what Kendrick will be doing.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. My Life.
You think My Life?
That's my favorite of those songs. My Life, Thought Shit, Up, and Family Ties. I thought Up was fun but silly. I thought Thought Shit was good, but not for me. Family Ties is extremely good. My Life is one of the best songs of last year.
Yeah, I'm stuck between those two. And I don't know yet because Family Ties, I feel, had a bigger impact at drop. Whereas, like, Kendrick's back. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Although,
that's
My Life
it was
undeniable.
It was undeniably a bigger cultural moment.
Right.
Undeniable.
So that's why I'm kind of stuck between the two. I guess if the actual judgment is on best performance,
dude, the singer on My Life, man.
Yeah, I think it's my life.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Family Ties is good. Like, I'll defend Baby Keem because some people say that like Kendrick makes that record. I disagree. I think Baby Keem is absolutely earns that feature. Like
I would go as far as to say it's as good or better. Like I would push better.
Yeah, I don't
because he kills his part.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Man,
I would say he earns a feature as good as Kendrick Lamar. Like I would say it is that good. Like it's extremely good. I just don't know if it's as good as Kendrick's verse. I gotta keep it real. Just gotta be honest.
I'm gonna say it's a Baby Keem song, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. The next section was a much harder though. For me.
Best melodic performance.
Right. So we're looking at Pride is the Devil. Need to Know.
Who's that?
Industry Baby. Need to Know. I looked it up earlier. I believe that one is the DMX song. No. Need to Know is the Doja Cat song. I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Need to Know is the Doja Cat song, which is also very good. Very, very good. And then we have Industry Baby. That is Lil Nas X featuring Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
What's your name? Tyler, the Creator.
And Hurricane. Okay, so
let's take a step back.
Because
I already know your answer.
Yeah, no, you know my answer.
But it's worth discussing.
It is definitely worth discussing. Well, first off, I think there's a split. Okay. I think there's a split between like which of these I like the most and what I think is going to win.
Okay.
Like I don't think they're the same song. So I think Industry Baby takes this easy.
You think so?
Easy. And also...
Well, considering how it's set up and you said it's all for marketing, then yes, Industry Baby 100% takes this.
Well, no, just because it was the most... It was... Dude, that song was like a moment.
I know, but it's not as good.
I mean, yes. I would say...
You're not going to sit here and tell me that was as good as Pride is the Devil, Hurricane, and possibly What's Your Name?
What's Your Name is the one where it's like, just because there are so many better songs than Call Me If You Get Lost.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. 100%. Pride is the Devil and Hurricane are definitely better songs. Or at least songs I like more. 100%. And
then Need to Know Doja Cat, like, she is popular right now.
Yeah. But Industry Baby was just so huge. And like, Jack Harlow and Lil Nas X are both like so huge. But they're
both peaking right now.
But like especially like given the melodic performance part of it, like that being like the key thing, I give it to Hurricane.
Yeah. If it's about
and it's
this, you can't not give it to Hurricane.
And you know who I think is like in it? Obviously not The Weeknd. He's singing. Obviously it's going to be more melodic. But like Little Baby, like every time I listen to that song, it's like I come for The Weeknd, but I stay for Little Baby. Sometimes I got to rewind that verse because I don't appreciate it.
Man, all of it.
Yeah. So that's the one. Although and I like Pride is the Devil. It's just it's the same thing as What's Your Name. Like they're just songs I like. Yeah, there's better songs on the off season.
Yes. That I agree with 100%.
But yeah, that's
I agree that Hurricane should win this, in my opinion. Because I've been following Hurricane since like it was supposed to be on like the mixtape that never dropped.
Like Yandi?
Yes. When Hurricane was supposed to be on Yandi, that's how long I've been following.
I love watching those videos where it's like, here's the evolution of Hurricane.
Dude, every version's good.
Yeah. Although, like, I think, like, once they added The Weeknd...
Eddie and I argued about this for quite some time.
Really?
Yes. I think I just like the original version a little bit more. Not that The Weeknd's was bad, but I like the grittiness of the original version.
Yeah.
Like, The Weeknd's just good. Like, it's a cheat code.
Yeah, you can hear the lyrics more in the original version, and it kind of sells like what Hurricane is like about. But then again, like also just putting this out there, I feel like it's the 1-2 punch of The Weeknd and Little Baby that like sells the final version for me.
Okay.
All right. Let's get to the best song. So there's best song. There's 5 options. I've heard 4 of them. There's
we have bath salts.
Bath salts, best friends.
Yep.
Family ties, jail, and my life. And this one's hard.
Yeah, this one's actually a little bit.
This one's difficult. This one's hard. It's also like really hard to like to decide which one I think is gonna win.
I don't know who's gonna win or which one deserves it.
Okay, have you heard all these songs? Because I have not heard of the DMX song.
I've heard every song but the Bath Salt song.
Yeah, I have not heard Bath Salt.
I would say.
First off, I just want to say it right now. Probably my least favorite of the 4 songs, but I would not be upset if Best Friend won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is completely fair to say.
Yeah.
I think.
Man, Jail was my most listened to song last year.
That's what I was going to say.
I do love Jail so much. And I also do really like Family Ties, like a lot.
Family Ties is so good. Jail is so good. My Life is so good.
Yeah.
If it's not one of those 3, then I don't know. It doesn't really work for me. It's got to be one of those 3. Between those 3, I have no idea.
I'm probably going to go Jail. Yeah. I'm going to say Jail.
As long as it's Jail Part 1, obviously.
Obviously.
Because if they pull out some stupid stuff for like, oh, this is Part 1 and Part 2, I'll be very upset.
No, if you're including Part 2, it's My Life.
Then yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right, best album.
Best album?
Yeah.
These are all
good albums. Yeah, these are all good albums.
All Season, King's Disease 2, Call Me If You Get Lost, and Donda.
It's kind of easy for me to pick which one though I like the most out of the 4, and it's the Off Season.
I think it's the most complete album.
Yeah, it's the one I want to win. It's the one that, like, if I have to give a shit about who wins this award, I want it to be the Off Season.
More specifically, I want it to be J. Cole more than any other name.
Yeah, just because like I want J. Cole to get a Grammy.
Yes.
Yeah, but like I really like Donda. I really like Call Me If You Get Lost. It's just that
knowing it's Tyler, he's gonna like sneak in and win something. I feel it.
Yeah, he's very, very popular.
Like he's on top of the world right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's impossible to say.
Well, let's just say we want the Off Season, and
yeah, that's the one I got. But like, I'm not really mad at any of these. Like, there is no Macklemore of this group.
Yes, that's the important part.
Yeah, there is no.
There's nothing like that. Who doesn't even belong to be in the listing, let alone win.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm hoping for J. Cole. Yeah, I'd like to see him take home some statue.
Well deserved. I can't wait for the mixtape.
Yeah,
wait for that mixtape. Let's that as soon as we get off this podcast.
Absolutely. All right, so I think we're getting to like our topic, but I think we've kind of realized this is more of just like a grab bag episode. So,
which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I actually kind of like it. I kind of like the whole more freeform nature of it. But let's talk about streaming and music technology. So, my first question to you, Purvis, is where do you listen to your music for the most part, and how?
I would say there's 2 different moods I have for music. There's just the casual, like doing whatever. It literally doesn't even matter. It would be in the car driving, literally in the background doing homework. There's one mood where it's just like whatever kind of music. But the second version is like legit sitting down doing like a deep dive into an album. And like I am sitting down at my desk with the new Sony headphones that we get. Yeah. And like I am purely listening to every detail.
Yeah. Active and passive listening.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
And how do you feel?
I'm the same way. I kind of have two different. Like if I'm driving, honestly, if I'm driving, I'm probably listening to a podcast. I don't like to fuck with my phone like while I'm driving, so I just put on a podcast because it's like an hour long. I don't gotta think about shit. But like if I'm like working or if I want something in the background, usually I'll put something like lo-fi or like house on, like something that doesn't really have lyrics because the lyrics will distract me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have my headphones in, like if I'm like walking, if I'm like actively listening to music, that's what I'm doing. Fuck, I messed this up. Yeah, like so I'm either like doing it while I'm doing something else, or like I'll either sit at my desktop with my monitors on, like really listening, actively listening to everything. Especially now that like I'm on Tidal and I can get like that master quality, because I do feel, for me, I feel like there is a noticeable difference with the master's quality.
So, are you fully committed? Have you switched completely now?
I've
Are
completely
you
switched.
fully committed? Like, have you done a full switch?
Yeah, I've done a full switch. But my thing is,
Okay.
it's become clear that I find joy in like exploring different options and seeing like how different things are. So right now I'm using Tidal. I'm really enjoying it. I don't see myself changing it anytime soon, but that's not impossible. But
Okay.
truth be told, like unless things change very much, I will probably go to Apple Music, not Spotify.
Really?
Yeah. Because my problems with Spotify aren't like with the product, it's with the company.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that is
it's
true.
like a
I
moral
remember we
thing.
kind
Like
of broke that down.
it's very much a moral thing for me with Spotify. Like I don't like what they're doing with the profits. I don't like how they're really fucking over artists. And that's not to say Apple Music is much better, but it is better. And at the very least, Apple isn't funneling money in the missiles. Like
that definitely does
yeah,
make an impact.
but I
I'll say
like
that.
but I like the idea of like Tidal, paying a lot more per stream and giving money directly to artists. Even though like I just had my first like artist payout thing where like they tell you which artist got your money, and like it was the weekend and he doesn't need it, but like but like still like I like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm willing to pay for the I'm willing to pay a little bit more to get like the peace of mind knowing that like I'm getting all of this music and I am compensating those artists as fairly as can be within this model. Within this, music is something that you can have access to all of it, and it's not like, you have to buy the album. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because like
No, I completely understand.
let's be real. Like if you really wanted to compensate artists super fairly, that's what you would do. But
That would be the best method. Most
yeah,
artists make all of their money. Like I would say 90% of their money from either shows, album sales, or merch.
well,
I
nowadays
would say.
it's merch and shows. But when
Right.
albums were selling like in the millions and like the tens and hundreds of millions, like that was a huge amount of money going to artists. And that's just
Mm-hmm.
not in the age of streaming anymore. But so you're someone who I think is living a dual life with streaming right now.
Correct. I
Yeah.
am. I've been enjoying both of them. I've been using Spotify and Tidal. I'm still using the trial version, so
I don't
kind
think
of
there's
break
any
down
difference.
in terms of what are
Like
you saying, like the hi-fi?
no, I mean like in terms of like yeah, like the service. Like I don't think there's any difference. Like
Oh yeah. They literally look identical. Sometimes I forget which app I'm using, if I'm being
yeah.
completely honest. But that's not to knock anything. That's just the way
Yeah.
it's structured on the application. I would say about what was it? My trial ends on the 18th of next month. So I've been kind of using Tidal as a testing period to see if I can actually notice anything. So what I decided to do, and I know you did the same thing, so we'll kind of break down your headphones. But I went out and I bought the highest quality headphones that like are kind of rated right now. They passed a lot of different kind of rating systems, but it is the Sony 1000X headphones. It is god tier. It is so good. I decided to buy that because if I'm going to dive into Tidal, and truly experience the master's version, I wanted the best headphones possible. And can I say it's a difference? I didn't believe it at first.
Yeah.
And I thought it was all just like confirmation bias. But nah, bro, it's a difference. You can tell.
Oh, you've been holding that information out on me.
I know.
Yeah. No,
but,
so like
go
ahead.
What's up? Oh, I was gonna say like what I've noticed, and this is the best way I can explain it. And we've kind of discussed it before when we was eating at Harold's last week. But
shout out Harold's Chicken, sponsor us.
Oh, 100%. If they can sponsor us, God bless.
That's the only sponsor I want.
Nothing else. And every sponsor we have has to be based out of Chicago.
Pay us in mild sauce.
One of the main things I noticed right off the bat, we kind of discussed this earlier, was I think we do this out of habit. And I say I do this for sure, and I know a lot of people do this. But this could even be like we said, there's passive listening and there's active listening. Like passive might just be in the background, active like you're paying way more attention. Out of habit, I feel like we turn up the volume all the way. Like we want to hear all the sounds that the music offers. So naturally, you just turn up your headphones. You don't have to do that with Tidal.
No, definitely.
Which is insane.
That is
like, it is so clear.
It blows my mind every single time. Because, okay, so my experience is a little bit different than yours. Because I switched to Tidal. I did not believe that the Tidal, like, higher qualities would work until I was using it. Because I switched to Tidal for artist compensation. Right? Like, I got fed up with Spotify, and that's why I switched to Tidal. And the first few days I was using it, I have a pair of AirPod Pros. And, like, you could notice it, but, like, it was not that big of a deal. And it was like, oh, okay, like, this is fine. And then I remember what song I was listening to. I, like, plugged in, like, the monitors I use, like, for the podcast, like, these. It's not, like, the greatest pair of headphones in the world, but it's, like, the most standard. Like, the one that gives you, like, the closest to, like, a real, like, what you would get in a mixing studio, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have, like, amplified bass, like, pretty much any other headphone you buy. And I put on Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. And it was, like, listening to the song, like, in a whole new way. After that, I realized, like, oh, like, these AirPods, like, they just can't really hold up to snuff, like, to these higher-end headphones. And mine are kind of, like, they're older. They're, like, a year and a half old. And it's, like, I burned through them really, really quick. And I was, like, kind of wanted to get myself a new pair. I was kind of hoping Apple would announce a new one, but they didn't. And I got Tidal. And I'm like, I'll just get the high-end Sony earbuds. So we didn't get the exact same pair, but we got the equivalent pair in the same line. So you got the highest quality consumer over the ear, and I have the ones that go in the ear, like the ones that are like AirPods.
Right.
And even then, like, it is a noticeable difference. Like,
I remember the night you got it.
Yeah, it is a noticeable difference when you combine the new headphones and the Tidal Master quality. It is a completely different music listening experience. And, like, I'll be honest, like, I don't think the other quality tiers, I don't notice it, like, as much.
Oh, for sure.
You
know, the regular hi-fi, I have not noticed the difference. Like, it has to be the Master's version.
And then you can really, really tell.
Yes.
Yeah, and, like, I mean, the hi-fi, like, if you play it, like, right next to each other, but, like, the CD quality one, like, there's the standard, and then there's the first one, and there's the second one, and then there's Masters. Mm-hmm. Like, look, so Apple Music, apparently, like, everything's in that second tier now, and, like, they didn't up the price of Apple Music, and, like, okay, that's cool. Like, if you're gonna add this, like, that's fine. But, like, I would not pay extra for just the hi-fi.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like, Spotify is dropping Spotify Hi-Fi, but it will be equivalent to, like, the Hi-Fi and not the Tidal Masters.
Pause. I didn't even know that. What's going on with Spotify?
Well, it's going to be something, like, it's not going to affect your current account. There's just... Yeah. So, like, you know how there's the Hi-Fi Tidal thing? Not the Masters, but, like, the the one that every song is in.
Mm-hmm.
Spotify is going to be launching like Spotify Hi-Fi, which plays music at the same bit rate as that Hi-Fi.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's $5 extra a month.
That wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it, right? Because at least with Tidal, you're getting that artist compensation part of it too.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it. And I would say, like, you know, Spotify is worth it because it's so cheap. Tidal is worth it because it has the master qualities. And I have noticed that, like, a lot of new albums are coming out with master quality.
I just kind of figured that was a standard because when I first downloaded it, I went back. So you kind of already know this. If there's 3 albums that define me, it's Birds in the Trap by Travis, it is Acid Rap by Chance, and then it is Blonde by Frank Ocean. Unfortunately, the only one with masters was the Birds in the Trap. So that was the first one I listened to.
Well,
and like it is insane.
Yeah, no, Birds in the Trap sounds incredible. All the Travis Scott stuff does.
Bro, there were so many sounds. Now, I'm not going to say, like, oh, I didn't know it was there, but I didn't know it was that detailed and that specific. Like, there's parts that echo in the song that I didn't know was supposed to.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like, it's noticeable. Like, the best example I have, and it's that System of the Down song, where, like, on the Spotify and the YouTube version of it, like, the voices are harmonized, and you can, it only sounds like one voice. Mm-hmm. But on the masters, you can hear both voices. It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
And like, it seems like a lot of the digital age music, like a lot of the music that came out independently, that's like a lot of the stuff that doesn't have the master's quality. Seems like it's only the big studio releases.
Which
makes sense. Those are going to be the people who have the access to those to even be able to master their music at that quality. But it does suck because, you know, I'm sure there's a better version of acid rap.
It's interesting. I couldn't tell because I was thinking about this as well. I didn't know if there actually was a better version because obviously the benefit of having the master's version is almost like that studio version, like you're in the studio listening to it. Breaking it down, like if you want to get technical, like the hi-fi version is 1,411 kilobytes per second, and so that's what the download is. The master's quality is 9,216. It is an insane amount of difference. It has 360 reality audio. It has Dolby Atmos music. I don't think acid rap would have even had all this.
No, it wouldn't.
It's like acid rap, the way it's even made fundamentally, like he grabbed local beats out of Chicago. That's what makes it special.
Yeah.
I don't think these people even had the capabilities to having a master quality.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what sucks, but that's also like just the reality of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm loving the master's quality of like the stuff that you actually can get.
Yeah, you can definitely. It's worth it. For the trial, it's worth it. And I will say this: I know you're willing to pay $30 for that hi-fi plus.
Whoa, $20
or $20.
Yeah, $20. Not, $20. I would not be willing to pay $30. Let's make one thing straight.
I don't know if I can justify $20. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
What I might do, and I've been considering this. So with Spotify, you get Hulu. So I get Hulu for free. I still have the student discount, so it's still worth it in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think the student discount is like $5, if that.
Yeah.
I looked it up. The student discount for Tidal was only $10.
Oh, that's a move. And then you can get Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN for $9.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, you might be fine.
I think I'm gonna keep using it.
You like Tidal?
I do like Tidal. I will say Spotify is my home. That's where all my podcasts are, or not all my podcasts. Where all my playlists are. I've spent countless hours collecting music and diving into. It knows my music the best. But if I want to sit down and just like enjoy music, it's gonna be Tidal.
Yeah, and
Sure.
I like with the combination of Tidal and these better headphones. It really much is like you can have like that more active listening experience out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like another thing, let's make this fucking clear. Like, this is really, really high quality digital music. This is not going to compare to a vinyl hi-fi system. You know what I mean? Like, even if you run it through like, because some people you can run Tidal through like those hi-fi systems, and they still sound like really quite good, but it doesn't sound as good as like good vinyl through like a really good hi-fi system. So, what are the things about Spotify that you prefer?
I think the thing is with Spotify, it's the comfort aspect of it because I've been with it for that long.
So is it like
I said?
Is it like purely
what?
emotional?
Maybe not emotional. Maybe
well, no, I don't think.
Maybe
I don't say that disparagingly. Like, I'm just like, because like to me, as much as I'm liking Tidal and as much as I'm not looking back on Spotify right now at rose tinted glasses, it's very much the opposite. I can see some arguments for Spotify. You know what I mean? That aren't emotional.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because like when you first said emotional, I was kind of on the fence about it. But low key, yeah, actually though, like my emotional attachment to my previous podcast, I've been here for 6 years now, so it's hard to be like, all right, I'm just gonna switch.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think that's what sucks. I think, look, as cool as it is that music is now something that's so ubiquitous and so cultural that like something's gonna drop in 2 hours, we can just pick up our phones and listen to it. And like with nowadays, like very recently, now you can listen to it off your phone at a quality that you would normally not be able to get, because like you would either be listening to like CDs, which were not as good, or vinyl, which is much more complicated and expensive, but better. So like it's like this weird new frontier, right? And like the thing that sucks is that we don't own any of our music. I mean, I make sure that I have a hard drive with like all my absolute favorites on, like in case I decide to go nuclear. Like I have a hard drive that has everything, but I don't want to do that. Like I like having a streaming service because I like having that immediate access to like
to everything.
Yeah, to brand new music, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, look, I'll say this: the downfall of Tidal is that not everything goes to Tidal, right? It's not, Spotify is almost as much SoundCloud as it is Apple Music. You know what I mean? Like everyone can have their music on Spotify.
So that's actually what I was going to ask. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you was, so music streaming, in my opinion, is no doubt, is either a monopoly or oligopoly, whatever you want to call it, where it's being led by basically 3 or 4 companies.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a good thing or bad?
That's a bad thing. That is undeniably a bad thing.
Why?
Well, I'm a filthy socialist, so I don't believe in corporate power. Like, I think that's an inherently bad thing. I think having this huge cultural artifact that's as old as humanity itself in the hands of the very few, very powerful, and let's be frank, very greedy. No, I don't think that's a good thing.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
I think ideally, like, if there could be, and I was trying to think what situation would
if our society, was reimagined and there was a way for artists to make a comfortable living while being able to provide their art to us for no cost, like, which, maybe I can give you a book about that. It's called The Communist Manifesto. But like, like that's like, obviously that's a system far beyond what we have right now. So it's just the reality of it. And sure, like as a consumer, I would say that streaming is better than like, because let's keep it real. Like, is the future of the music industry in fewer hands? Yes. Is that bad? Yes. But the music industry has always been in very few hands. Before this, it was the recording companies,
record makers,
record labels. you know, which is not a much bigger group. Like,
that is true. That is true.
And, you know, music as a hobby was much more expensive back then. So, as a consumer, I think streaming is, like, superior. It's just, I understand that it economically is just going to make it very hard for, like, artists to survive. And it's ironic because, like, if your goal is just to put out music and, like, you just want, like, you have a day job and you have no intention of making music your career, it's easier than ever to put out that music. You know, I can make a song right now and put it on Spotify by morning.
Yeah.
But
we do it every week.
Yeah, we do it, but not with music.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, relax.
In some ways, like, it's easier forever for anyone to get their music out there. Like, that's just a fact. But, like, it's harder than ever to make a living off making music. And I don't like that. I think, you know, there used to be an entire genre of, like, working class musicians. Like, people who could, you know, it was more realistic that you could put a roof over your head and, like, feed a family off playing music. But that's just not true.
I don't know the logistics behind it, obviously. Because, like, through social media, all these artists are, of course, flexing their money because it's a part of the culture. It's branding. But I guess that is true that they really may not be making that much money until you've, like, made it, like, for real.
Also, like,
you need to be in the circle to actually be successful.
Yeah, and also, like, you don't know, like, where the money they're making comes from. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, there are all these other, you know, it's like 50 Cent. Like, 50 Cent made more on vitamin water than he ever did on music. You know, Megan Thee Stallion probably is probably the artist who can still sell albums, or at least one of them. She's probably, like, one of the only artists that, like, streaming is built to accommodate because she's so popular. But, like, she probably made more deals off that Popeyes meal than she did her last album.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I talked about her the other week, about her as well. But her and Travis Scott, like, it reminds you of almost like interconnected to the sports world. Like, obviously these contracts are huge, but, like, a lot of money that, like, Messi and Ronaldo makes or LeBron makes, it's from sponsorships.
Yeah.
So, like, Megan has deals with Popeyes, food industry, makeup, whatever. The list is endless.
Yeah. My only thing is that look, I have zero issue with, like, those people making that money, right? It's a cruel world out there. Make your fucking money.
Yes.
On the other hand, though, like, part of me is like, this is just going to disadvantage people. You know, the kind of artist who couldn't get a brand deal with Popeyes. Like, you know, like, and, you know, could you imagine Kendrick Lamar on the tail of To Pimp a Butterfly? Like, getting a brand deal with Popeyes? That would be insane.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And
that's like a very tame example, right? Imagine someone like a folk artist. You know what I mean? We're talking about all this in the context of the most popular music genre in the world. You know?
Yeah.
Imagine someone who wants to just pick up a guitar and sing music that actually means something. I don't want hard cut. Who wants to pick up a guitar and, like, play a song, you know?
You don't have to cut that.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean? Like, not necessarily,
yes,
like,
I do know what you
not
mean.
To say that, like, hip-hop doesn't make soulful music. It makes the most soulful music. But, you know, what about someone like a Jim Croce or a, you know, Bob Dylan? Like, where does that person go?
Right.
Oh,
the entire demographic that it pulls in is much
younger,
different.
Yeah,
yes,
but it's not even about demographics. It's about, like, what kind of art. Like, if you're an artist who's going out there, you know, bringing truth to power, you know, who's actually saying something substantial, you think that pairs well with a McDonald's meal? No, it doesn't, no, and it never has, right? No. And, like, look, it's great that there are musicians who are Messi and Jordan and Kobe, but what's going to happen for the musicians that are Muhammad Ali? Are they going to be able to make a living?
They'll stand for something.
And I should. Yeah, they will. 100%.
They'll stand for something, yeah.
And look, like
that's one way you can look at it.
And look, I think it's fair to say that like Colin Kaepernick stood for something and got a brand deal. So like,
matter of fact, he didn't stand.
I mean, ironically, he didn't stand. It's like the Tins thing. Yeah. Like,
by the way, I know we're getting towards the end of this, but the Bulls just came back from being 10 down in the third quarter, and like we're going into overtime, and I'm losing my mind.
Okay, do you want to?
Yes, we're keeping this in the podcast.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let's do recommendations.
Okay.
All right, let's do recommendations.
Let's open it up. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna do one that I know you love, Banana Clipper by Run the Jewels.
Oh my god,
amazing!
Wait, you've been listening to that?
I might have.
Oh my god, I'm so happy, dude. You gotta do Run the Jewels too. You gotta listen to Run the Jewels too.
I've listened to all of them. But yeah.
Yeah, I want you to sit back and like give that one like a good hard listen. But yeah, Banana Clippers is fantastic.
So good.
Yeah,
it's such a banger.
I highly recommend. I went through a phase last year where I was listening to their first album a lot, and I highly recommend the song "Job Well Done."
Which one?
"Job Well Done" and "Sea Legs." Listen to those two; they go fucking off.
Okay.
All right. So my first one, I have a note thing. I've been keeping notes.
Well done.
All right. I'm going to go with one that I know you love too, right? Except this one, I think it's a little bit more obvious. Neighbors, J. Cole.
Oh, so good.
Absolutely.
I know that's your favorite song now.
It's my favorite song by J. Cole. It's the only song that isn't like a master quality song on Tidal that I've been listening to constantly.
It's funny that you say that. It's literally how I think about it.
Yeah.
If I want to listen to a song, that's like, it's going to be Tidal.
Yeah.
Master quality.
All right, next one for you.
Yeah, next one that I was gonna go over. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but Almeida, by Solange is so good, featuring Playboi Carti.
Oh,
it's kind of a sleeper, but it is amazing. Her and Beyonce, what a like. Could you imagine being like a dual sister for that? That's like some Serena Williams and like. Anyway, I won't carry on, but really really good, great feature, smooth.
You think it's really, really good?
This is something like it's just smooth. Crank it out too. I think this is from the like at the dinner table. What's the album called?
Oh, A Seat at the Table.
Yes. A Seat at the Table. I'm pretty sure it's from this album. I think. Hold on. Only lie. No, it's from When I Get Home. It was the album following A Seat at the Table. Both of these are really good. End of story.
Wow. So you really, really like it?
Yeah, that song specifically, listen to that first, and I guarantee you will listen to the rest of it.
Okay. So the reason I said that specifically is because my second song is Really Really by Kevin Gates.
Okay.
Dude, that song goes off.
It does.
That song is so good. Also, in master's quality, it has such a different vibe.
It's a master's quality? Oh,
yeah,
boy.
it's weird because like remember how we were talking about how it's like not as loud and there's that space? This really, really uses the space, and it's so different. I wonder if I actually like it without masters more. Like that's my hot take.
This would be my last little piece on this thing, just because like we're talking about this anyway during the podcast.
Yeah.
But as you said, with like that absence of space, I was gonna bring this up earlier, but I was comparing this audio to like a video aspect where like people who don't really work in technology, when you sell, like when we worked at the Blue Store, for example, and we're like promoting a 4K TV, one of the selling points of a 4K TV is like the absence of color. And with that being said, like when a 4K, like let's say for example, a 4K TV makes a scene of The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
It looks so much better than a 1080p.
Yeah, because it actually turns off.
Yes, there's actually no light there.
Yeah.
Like, there's actually an absence of light.
That's the back panels, not the resolution. But yes, I know what you mean. Yes.
But with that being said, like, that's how I connected it. Where, like, when you're watching a 4K TV, there's literally no light there. Where, like, if you're watching a 1080p, they have to create a black color. So, like, they have to create different shades of black. Whereas if you're watching The Dark Knight on a 4K TV, there's literally no light or like a dim version of the light.
Yeah.
And that's how I was thinking about like the absence of sound, or like it's the quiet stuff on Tidal where like you like, wow, I didn't even know
100%
that sound was there.
100%.
It's the absence, like it's crazy. But anyway, sorry.
Give me your last one. You got one last one.
And I'll shut up finally.
Yeah.
My last one. We've been talking about this all day. But Num Num Juice by Schoolboy Q.
Oh my god.
So hard.
Such a fun song.
I can't wait to do a deep dive on Schoolboy Q.
We're going to soon.
It's so good.
100%. All right. Ready for my last one? I picked this one specifically. One, because I've been listening to it a lot. And two, because I think you're going to connect with it on an emotional level. Okay, so I picked the song Kirby by Aesop Rock. Not ASAP Rock, Aesop Rock.
Okay.
And the reason why is I'm not a huge Aesop Rock fan. Like, you know, he's good. He's just never really been. He's much more of a backpacker. He was on LP's label, you know. So, but just never really my thing. But this past week, I was watching my friend's dog. And the dog's name is Billy. And for some reason, that's the video for Kirby showed up on my YouTube recommended. And the song is just the dude rapping about his cat. His cat's name is Kirby.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's just him. And like the entire song, the song's about how he's like depressed and like what helped him get over his depression was getting the kitten. But like,
nice.
But like the chorus is just, hey Kirby, what you doing, Kirby? What you doing there? So like while I was watching my friend's dog, I was just following him around like, hey Billy, what you doing, Billy? Dude, you should. I really want you to watch this video, the video for it. I'll send it to you in the Discord chat. You watch it right away. I think.
My God.
Because I know you love your cat. And
it's a love-hate relationship, but yes, I hope so. That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a fun song too. The dude, his wordplay and his flow is incredible. It's like he's kind of like in that lyrical miracle realm, except his flow is also great. He's just not being fast as fuck.
Oh, good. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, he's not the fastest. I don't
like that all the time.
He's very smooth, but he's very much like one of those ultra lyrical rappers. Like the song's just about his cat. It doesn't have. Yeah. Oh my God! All right, you ready to call it?
Yeah, I think we've ran through it.
All right, if you're still listening, you're a soldier, man. We'll talk to you next week.
We'll have something structured.
Yeah, we'll have something a little bit deeper. This has just been a whole lot of rants, but you know what? This is what we needed this week.
I'm telling you right now.
This podcast is for us, not for you.
This is facts. Right. I'm not even gonna lie.
All right, night, folks.